Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Erin from Erin Makes, and today we're going to play with one die. Let me get that out of the way. One die and showing you how to use it. Actually, it's 4 different ways or 5 different ways. There's a lot of different ways that you can use this particular die. This die is from TLC Designs, and just take a look. I'm going to get this stuff out of the way. We're going to be using her stamps as well a little bit later, but we're doing birthday cards. And the reason why I'm doing birthday cards, and I forgot to add the stupid link, so sorry about that. My giant swaps that I do, my big card swaps that I do, the next round of swaps is all about birthday. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get a jump on the birthday cards because I need to, because I'm part of the swap as well. And so this little die is so awesome because you get this big one. And this is the one where I'm going to show you how to use this one in a ton of different ways. And then we're going to be layering. Now, this is one version, and I'm going to show you how to make this version. And then we're going to play on this. The owner is called Tammy Lynn Cutliff, and this is the card that she sent me when she sent me the dies. And I love it because you can actually turn the die into the actual card. Isn't that fun? So it creates this kind of 3D peekaboo little like element of the card. So I'm going to show you how to make this, and then we're going to do some modifications of that because I love her design, and it goes perfectly with her sets of dies. So you have the main die. Try and move this guy out of the way here. Let me tweak this over here. Oh, I got more room here. So we have the main die. Then you have the frame, and you can see how it fits together. So here's this frame. Then you have the Celebrate, which is right here. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. Hello, hello. Then you have the Insert frame, which you could choose to use them or not. So here she's done them both in white. Then you get a cake, a 3-tiered cake, and then you also get a candle. That comes like all of that comes together. So there are so many fun ways that you can play with this. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to take this die right here and turn that into her version of the card. And then we're going to show you some other modifications on how to use that same die and some other fun ways. Same design, it's just little tweaks. So it's like taking the same thing and moving it around and making it your own. So the first thing I have is I have an 8.5. So this is 8.5. No, sorry, this is 11 by 4 1/4. So this makes an A2 size card when you fold it down like this. Because if you notice the way the card opens, the card doesn't open from the side, it opens from the top. You could make it open from the side. I'm just choosing not to. We'll actually do that as well. So that would be another modification. I'm going to show you the top opening one first. I think I have, oh, I got to cut another sheet of paper. No, I haven't. Sorry. All right. So the first one, sorry, I got to rethink of everything. So the first thing you need to do is you're going to take your die. You need to nestle your die and go all the way up to the top. But you want to leave that very, very, very top layer, the die. Let me get as close as I possibly can. Hello, everybody. Hello, Nicole. Hello, B&D Crafts. Hello, hello. So if you guys can see, there's like the little die edge, right? That's the cutting part. You want to have your card just go just below that. And it doesn't matter if it's centered or not, because the whole rest of it's going to get cut up. So you want to go just below that. Okay. So you line the top edge, because if we put this over top, if we went right smack in the middle, it would just die cut all the way through. So we have to go just below that edge, right? And then you get your washi tape out. And so I've just got my fancy dancy washi tape here. Here we go. And I got to turn it this way so I can see. I got to be able to see what I'm doing. And line that up. And so my cutting edge is, again, just above that crease of the card. And then I'm going to washi tape that. Ah, thank you, Morgan. Sorry, my light got misaligned. I moved it, and he fixed it for me. So here I have this there. And then just to make sure that nothing gets put out of place or anything like that. So if you've got any other border dies or fun dies, I mean, I love this because it's got some really cute little cutouts. But if you have another die that's a background die of some kind, just think about where the cutting edge is on that. And if you just go a little bit to the left or a little bit down or a little bit to the right, then you can tweak that die so it'll cut for you. So I'm also going to go right here just to make sure this doesn't wiggle around on me, right? So I've done on the back side to make sure it doesn't shift on here. And I've also done down here. And then I'm just going to place this on my cutter. So this, here we go. So this is my Crossover too, I love this. I can dial up or dial down depending on how much pressure. I'm going through 2 sheets of paper, so I want to have as much pressure, so I'm dialing it all the way down. And I run this thing going all the way through to one side. Whoops. That was my mouse. There we go. Gotta get the juices going on that one. There we go. And because I'm just going through a lot of pressure, I'm going to run it through one more time. Usually you don't have to. I'm just really want to make sure, because that was pretty firm, and that's like really gliding through. I hardly have to put any effort for that one to go through right there. All right, straighten up. It's the downside to having this mat thing shift. I find my mouse again. Oh no. Hey Morgan, my mouse fell to the ground. This is my remote mouse, so I can turn everything. I think it still works. Yep, I got to find the bottom of it now. That was that crash you heard a second ago. I have so much crap just offside screen, so it makes this video go easier, but you're not seeing everything. All right, so pull that out. Hello, Letitia. All right, so now I'm going to pull this piece out. And if you remember, this is the part that was supposed to come clean off. There we go. So this is all trash now. Dun, da, da. Did you find it? Oh, it shot all the way across the floor. How funny. Thank you, Morgan. I appreciate it. My son's helping me out here. All right, so he's fixing my mouse. So this is the edge right here, remember, that we didn't want to have it go all the way through. So everywhere through here, and you can just use a little pokey tool. Thank you, Morgan. Look, he fixed it for me. Isn't that nice? And so I'm just going to go through and I'm going to poke out all those bits. We're actually not going to be using this, but this is what you would do. Like this is an extra card. I'll finish after. I've already done all the die cuts. I just wanted to show you how I set it up. And then you very carefully are going to pull off the washi tape. Because you ran it through, it's going to get stuck to little bits. And just, you're going to have to be very, very careful. I've tried different washi tapes. They're all going to pull. Sometimes they rip a tiny bit. Even if they're easy release ones, they still sometimes get stuck. Pretend I spent the time to really get all that off, but you get the idea. So now here's the big reveal. It takes a little time to do a little bit of the weeding. So that's what the little pokey tool is for. And then you have all these little fun confetti bits. You could totally use those for shaker cards though. All these little bits that come out. No reason not to. And then boom, here's your card that opens. And because you went below that cut line, it's not cut, right? So it's right there. So what if you don't want your card to open upwards? Well, then just shift your cut. Now up here, it's a nice fine line. So if you wanted to shift your cut, you'd really have to find a different spot. So I have not tried this, but if you wanted to, and I'm not going to do it on camera right now, but if you realigned it so that it was a little bit off, it'd be a little short though, because we have a nice clean line up here, but here it's all scallopy. It makes it a little bit more difficult. You can play around with it though and see what you get with that. All right, so now that we have our little cut piece here, like this, right? I'm going to move this out of the way so we have lots more room to groove. I went ahead and I did a whole bunch of other cutting ahead of time. All right, gotta get the other stuff out of the way. Now we got nice big space. All right, so her card, all she did is she took her card base, right? She weeded out the little bits. She placed her stamp, which I just had that right here. And it's this one right here, Just a Wish. That's her stamp. We'll be playing with the stamps at the end. And then she placed her layers. So this is my card. This is my tweak on this particular card. I went through and I cut out all the layers. So I have my folding base, and I made a mistake on this one and I wanted to show it to you because I can always reuse the better one I just cut out. If you don't align it just perfectly, excuse me, and you have that little cut piece, that's what can happen. So just be careful that you go above that line, otherwise you will end up cutting. And if you just center it like normal, you will end up with a cut piece like we're going to have in a minute where the whole piece is just cut out as one shape. So there's so many ways that you can play around with this. But we'll start with this one. I'm going to leave it. You know, I have Boo-Boo. I mean, I could sit here and I could weed this guy out, and maybe we will. I don't know. Depends. I'm not going to waste you guys' time weeding all that out. So we're gonna stick with this one. So what I did is I found these complimentary. I love these papers. All of these papers. We're going to kind of mimic what she did for her design because it was just so cute. Hi, Cheryl. Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, Crystal, sorry. I just glanced at the screen. And these are all these papers that we're using today. They're all from Close to My Heart, and they're all double-sided. So I could flip between the red, or I could flip between the pink, or I can mix match between the cards. Some of the cards I'm flipping colors, and some of them I'm keeping them very monotone. So the first thing is I went through, and to save, because I don't have a ton of these papers, I put the other die, and just to put the dies out so you see, here's all the dies, just so you guys can see the layers here, right? So this all comes in that kit. We cut the big one. Then I went ahead and cut, and I was like, okay, well, I want to do what she did. I want to have my color, right? So I'm going to cover this up because this piece is going here. You're never going to see that I cut that middle part out. So it saves you on paper, right? So I cut that there. And then I thought, you know what? The next thing I'm going to do is I'm also going to place this there. So I'm going to save some space. And so I threw one of the candles in there. So it's just saving your paper, especially if it's a bigger space. And then this, I actually had enough left over on one of the side pieces. So this little skinny strip that would have been left over, I had enough that I could fit my oval. So this card only used one 6x6 sheet of paper. I didn't have to get any more out because I saved space by cutting in the middle parts. Yay! It was awesome. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put on our first, get my tape runner going. First one first. I think I'm almost out of tape on this one. I'll have to grab my pink one if that's the case. I can always tell I'm running low because it gets harder and harder to die cut. So I thought I'd do the pink one. So again, my big card swap is coming up for birthday cards. I believe that's what everybody seems to be picking. I'm a little bit off. That's going to bug the crud out of me. Okay, I didn't align that very well. So I'm going to move it. I didn't like the lining of that. My top to my bottom was not aligned very well. Okay, that's better. I like that better. All right, now I'm going to place my next piece right here. There we go. So I just like being able to see that little pop of color through. She left hers. This is the one that Tammy made that she sent to me as an example. She left hers where that was the card itself, which I think is super cute. I mean, it's so adorable because it's just different, right? I wanted mine to be a full card. So now I have, get this, I have a fun fold card because I have a fold this way, and I have, because I placed it on a card, a fold this way. So it's a double fun card. Yay, I love double funs. So now I'm going to place this top element on here, and I could totally flip it too. So because I had red on the other side, I could completely flip my card around, and I could have the red facing up as another fun color, or I could continue with the pink. I'm deciding to continue with the pink. And then this little piece right here. So all these elements are in here to build your cards, which I think is so awesome. So now I'm going to place this one on here. And then there's an insert. Now you could totally skip the insert, and you could just, I had it. Okay, you could skip this piece right here, and you could just go straight to there if you wanted to. You don't have to do the next layer. You could also do another white layer, which is what she did, right? Or you could go back to your other color and you could layer in your other color. So there's so many ways that you can layer in these fun colors. I'm going to do the white this time, but I'm going to pop my white up. And where did I stick my home dots? I thought I had them out. Hang on. Gotta get my stuff out. It's right behind me. Hang on. One sec. I'm sorry. All right. I have little foam circles right here. So if you're hearing crunching in the background, my dog has a bone, and it's to keep him quiet because he's all antsy right now. He's like, he sees the kids outside playing because it's really pretty out. My kids are riding their, two of my children are outside riding their bikes right now, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And he's like, I want to be out there, but he doesn't do very well. I mean, he does okay on leash, but with them on a bike, he just pulled them over. He's a little too strong. When he was really little, when he was a puppy, they could get on their scooters, and he would be with them, and he would pull them on their scooters, and then he started just getting way too strong for that. So, all right, so I'm going to pop this up. I'm just using leftover bits and pieces. Pop that piece up right there. There we go. Put that aside for now. And then now I need, and I have 2 candles. You could do a single candle, which would look really cute. Very sweet, right? You could do it, and I'm going to do a double candle on this one. I just thought that looked kind of pretty. And then you could also flip around the colors. To get these small little ones on here, I am going to use my sticker maker because I am not going to try and put tape on that and then ruin it. And then I also did die cut a pink one. Sorry, a white one. I'm looking at pink saying pink. And so I'm going to go ahead and run that through since I'm going to use it for the inside of my card. So run that through just like that. And if you ever make the mistake like I did with this, you could always go in with a little tiny bit of like double-sided tape or something, and it would fix that problem if you wanted to just, or a little washi tape, or you could add in a fun little border in there to show people. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm not like, I'm a perfectionist to some point, but then I'm also like, it's good enough. I kind of go between. The other thought I had, and I should have done it before I pop this up, was that I would have stitched the inside one because I have white on white. I thought it would look really cute if I did a stitching on that, like in black ink or a black pen or something, but it's going to look all warped now, but it looks really pretty. So here she's got the cake on there, and then here I've put a couple of candles. So it's however you want to do that. For this one, I am going to do the cake, and I cut this one in white. So I'm going to put it, get rid of my little cobwebs here. There we go. I'm just getting rid of the little extra bits that like to hang on. And so the easiest way to do is place it on here. I'll show you what we're going to do with this in a minute. And then you just kind of rub your finger, and then they come off. Once you place it on there, they just come straight off, and then you're good to go. So that is going to go inside here in our little fun pocket right there. So it's a fun way to use a little extra bit of pieces. So it's that little extra something. Excuse me. There was always more than one. Sorry about that. That just came out of nowhere. So look how fast and easy that was. It was just, all it is a bunch of die cuts. And once you get the die cuts going, it makes it easy. And then on the inside, we're going to place a stamp, and we're going to do your sweets. I like your sweets. So all of TLC Designs stamps and dies are on their website. Links are down below if you're watching me on Facebook or on YouTube. All the links are there, so check them out. Along with all the other links of all those other supplies I'm using today. So I'm going to use your sweet. And I had my stamp block here somewhere. Okay, well, I'll grab another one. I love my new desk. I'm like, I've switched from being in a seated position to a standing position. And the desk I have, and I have a video about the desk I'm using right now. I love it because right below, like at my fingertips, I have all my drawers. So I've pretty much, unless I'm actively working on a project, I have all my supplies underneath me or behind me. I don't have to get up, and I can just turn around and get what I need to. And so there is your sweet. Super cute. So this turns into, just with that one stamp, this super cute fun fold card. So here's this one, ta-da, and then it opens up, ta-da, to your sweet. Same version. So this is version 1, where you don't add it to anything. You leave the card by itself. I've built it up almost the same way, little small tweaks, same thing. Right? You do want to use a nice sturdy cardstock for this. I use my Nino white cardstock, which is what I use for everything. So that's one of 2 versions. The next version we're going to show you, and we're going to keep with the same theme of what we just did. And I'm going to partially build some of these cards so that we're not sitting here. I don't have to explain everything. So again, with the half cut. Now, if you were not here to watch how I did the half cut with this die, go back and watch the video from the beginning, because it's right at the beginning how I showed you how to do that. So same cut there. Now what we're going to do, instead of putting it as a double fold, I'm just going to back it with, to make it a full size A2 size card. So now we've got 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm just going to mount this to here. Yep, there it is. It's empty. I got to grab my other one. Ta-da! It's always nice to have backup. So now I'm no longer doing, this is the only fold, but you can see the fun elements, and you could also write on the back if you wanted to. So it's changing it up a tiny bit. Same concept. I also did the same. This one, I did have to get another sheet of paper. So because I did such a big background, there was no way to get this element. I could have made this in white, and just to show you, you could totally do it in white and it would still look really cool. You could pop that up, but I like the contrast. I like the changing of the colors and alternating of the colors. I think it looks really pretty. But again, to save space, I die cut in my oval out of that. So now I can pop the celebrates. Okay, so here we go. And so we're going to put this on here. There we go. So this piece there, celebrate. And I'm not going to finish doing the stamps and stuff because you'll get the idea. I just want to show you kind of how all the different directions. Now, here's the thing. I could also flip-flop and do a different color here and really have fun with it. I could have flipped this color around. You know, you can really kind of play around with that. I'm going to keep this one all singular color. The next two, we're going to be jumping around and changing the color tones around. So if you have double-sided paper, this really shows all the fun tones of those papers. Or if you've got a paper pack with a lot of variety, and just to finish this one up, pretend I glued that on there. But now you get the idea. So look, just different variations. So you have the whole card is opening up, right, with the stamp inside. You have a double fold because you have the fold up and then it's placed on a card. And then this one we have, pretend that was stuck on there, just a backing to have a background paper and then the fold up. So small little tweaks and they make such huge difference. Okay, so what if you don't want to do the folding up part? What if you don't want to mess with lining it up? Pretend that is there. This was an extra one I cut. I was actually thinking what I would do is you know, sometimes you open up a card and you see a little fun something. I was going to place that in there. And so I will eventually. So it's a fun way to use a little die and just a little, you know, fun tidbit when you open it up and it matches. That could go just inside there. So it's just another version of that. And if you didn't like the candle, you could totally swap that out and you could do the cake. So look how cute that would look. So many fun options with this. I love that. Okay, so just pretend that's there. All right, so now, boom, keeping with the same theme, but now we have a regular card and we have our card base. And again, just save on paper. 1 6x6 sheet made this whole thing. I'm going to scoot these up so we have room. This time when I die cut out, I just die cut 100%. I didn't worry about lining anything up. I just did 100% die cut, so it's 1 sheet of paper. And I actually did it twice. No, I just did it. Well, I think I did it twice, but I don't know where I stuck it. So it can obviously die cut through 2 sheets of paper. So you can fold it in half and die cut that out. So let's build this one. I love that I can take one design. Well, it's not even my design. It's Tammy's design. And it's an awesome design because she built the die. So she made the design that goes with the die. For this card, I only went down by 1/8 in terms of size. For this one, I went down by 1/4. I wanted to have a bigger border. I like being able to see more of the colors. So I didn't go as close. Oops, that's upside down. Make sure you put your cupcakes on. Oh, look at that one. I did that one backwards too. My die's upside. I have upside down cupcakes on that card. Did you guys catch that? Make sure you line up your die the right way to the fold. Hint, hint, or you have upside down cupcakes. I just caught that I did that. Silly me. All right, so here is my next piece. And as you can tell, I did die cut this out of here. And then because I was going to put the oval, oh, there he goes. I was going to put the oval on there. I went ahead and threw my cake in there as well. Really used up my space. Because there's layers, I really was trying to save on my paper because I don't want to use all my paper up, or maybe I only have 1 sheet. So use it to your benefit. Use it as you wish. Now for this card, I wanted to show that it has such beautiful 2 colors. I love the pop of yellow. So I'm going to reverse the color. So I flipped it over. And there we go. Ta-da. Right? And then put our celebrate on there. Ta-da. And there's a little bit in the A that didn't get out there. Come on, pop out. There we go. I don't know where it went. And I could have used my sticker. Whoops. I could have used my sticker maker to make sure that these pieces stick down. You can also use glue. I mean, there's so many options for that. And then I have the color, right? And now I'm going back to the original background. Instead of doing the 2 colors so close together, I'm going to flip flop it again. It's really hard to tell in this yellow. The next one you'll be able to see. It's a green and it's easier to see. But I am flip flopping the colors a bit. You could also totally interchange it. Like any of these colors that I've been using would look totally awesome all mixed matched. So there's no reason that you need to keep it the same. And then again, I was going to put the white one in there. I think the white would look super cute. I didn't pop any of this up on this one, but you can always pop everything. And then I was going to put the little matching one right there because I was able to pull it out. So it's a really fun little tidbit inside there. So that is I should say there's actually 5 ways to do this card. So here's number 5. I know I said 3, but it's actually 5 ways to use the same die. So now if you've noticed up to this point, all of the cards we've done, I've die cut the main frame out of white. You can totally do it in a color. Why not? So now I have my white base. Instead, I'm going to die cut this whole piece in the green, right? So just a nice big bold color. So here's my green. I could also do it with that green. I'm going to use the dark green to begin with, though. I think I like that one better. Mostly also because I want to do my Celebrate. So I did stick the Celebrate die in the middle and die cut that out. And there is only one way it's going to work, because one way you can read the word and the other way you can't. So I needed to make sure that I liked the color that was facing up. So I'm going to do the light green for that. So the dark green goes on the bottom. Oh, I don't know what my dog's problem is. He's got food. He's got water. He just went on a walk. I think he just wants attention. He's laying on his back like, just pet me. Just pet me. I'm just a big love bug. Just pet me. And then for this one, we're basically doing all the opposite colors. We're going to take the white now in this little card base right here. So we're going to take the white. And you could totally skip any of these layers, but I love layers, and that's why I love these TLC Designs dies, because they're built to make layers and layers and layers, and it's just layers, and it makes your card look so like lush and just awesome, and with very minimal work, just die cutting, which to me, and this is just me, I feel that die cutting is just a little bit easier than stamping, coloring, and then die cutting, because especially if you have fun shapes already, then it's just a matter of playing with the colors. So then you're going to place your white one there. There we go. So there's the white one. And then we've got our green. Now I'm going to go ahead, because I have all these little bits out. I'm going to go ahead and run these through while I have them, because I want to show you one more thing that you can do. And I might as well run more than one through at the same time since I have it. I'll finish doing the rest of these, but that way you guys can see them. Oh, really? He's totally laying on his back and is like, just pet my tummy. Darn it, people, just pet me. So I'm just going to rub my finger on there to get all the little cobby webs. You can kind of see them pulling off, and then it's clean. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this one real fast. There we go. Can you take him in the backyard, Morgan?
Okay.
Thank you, honey. All right. See if he wants to throw a ball. Oh, he's all excited about that. So I just stuck that one on there. All right. So now that we have this, I had one more card that I die cut, because I was like, okay, I'm just running a whole bunch of white ones, and I ran a whole bunch of white of the cakes and the candles. And I just ran them all, and then I was playing with my layers. And if I needed to cut a specific color, then I cut the color. And I ended up having one white one left. So I was like, well, that would look really pretty just on the inside. I don't have to do any big crazy colors. I could totally, this is all that's left of my green, but I was thinking, actually, I have this little bit of green left. I could do, just to show that there's a pop of color, you could do something like that, just on the inside, just a little something. I would love to do a bigger, I don't have any more of the green, so I'm going to use the bits that I have left. That's the bits I have left. So I'm going to add this right here. There we go. And then I'm going to get, it's stuck. We're going to get out a stamp. So I have lots of options here. So on this one, it has lots of good words. So just wish, great. Oh, a hug is a great, is a hug a great gift? I love that. May your birthday candle light your way. I got to make it fit on this. So let's do the hug one. Now the other one that I could do, which is just very simple, this is another stamp set. So this one's called Celebrate. And this one, excuse me, called Easy Salutations. And we also have birthday. So you could do salutations on this, and you could just say birthday. And I think, was there a happy on here? No, these are all about making your invitations, but you could totally just use birthday. I think that would look awesome. So there's lots of options on that. So we're going to go ahead and open, or not open, sorry, stick our stamp on here. And I'm just using my Close to My Heart inks. I love them because they have the magnetic things and just makes life so easy. So I'm going to stamp this on here. Hope I did a good job. Good enough. And then place that in there. And now you've got something just a little bit of a different, I mean, I could totally just stamp inside there. I will probably have to go back and put that on there. But I just love that it's a little something more inside the card. And so the front, you get this, and then you get your stamp on the inside for this card. So that's the basic one. You go back to the beginning. Let's start from the beginning and go through them all for those of you that missed it. So just to recap what we did today. So the first card actually came from Tammy. Let's bring them down. Here we go. First card came from Tammy. You die cut with the extra edge that you guys saw. You lift up and you just add a stamp in the center, and then she's built it up. She foam popped up this piece. She also added a banner, and then she's added some fun little gems on there just for something kind of cute. So I took that concept and went, okay, I love that. But I'm going to do a flip and have a little cupcake or cake inside, but also it's a fun full card with your stamp on the inside. Adorable. I thought, okay, well, that's still kind of fun. Pretend that's stuck there. I'll get to that in a minute. And I'm still going to do the up card, have one little extra candles on the inside. And this time the whole card is just on a base. It doesn't open. It just gives you that color on the background, right? And you can totally interchange the candles and all that kind of stuff. This card here is your basic, I cut out the color again in white, but you could, like I had done this one in green, you could totally do any of those ones and change out the color in green if you have a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. It doesn't work if you only have a 6 by 6. So just keep that in mind because you need to make it long enough to do that cut. So cut it in white, back it with yellow, still do all the layers, and then you open it up and you are going to have your fun little cake on the inside. And then the last one is switching the color around. So now we have a color, so flip-flopping, so we have color and then white instead of white and then a color, and just keeping a white background of a card and then layering it all up, and this time having a fun little insert. So many fun ways you can use this particular die set that is from TLC Designs, but any background dies are totally awesome. I just loved her design, and I was like, I'm gonna play with that and have some fun and just play around with the layers and swap the colors and just have all kinds of just a blast with it. And look at all the big varieties that I got here. They're so much fun. And I love the bright colors against the white. I think it looks so awesome. So if you have any pattern papers that are just really, really fun and bright and cheery, they make awesome birthday cards. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and a heart and a like. If you've not subscribed or follow me, please do. Thank you so much, Nicole. And thank you, everybody. Leticia, Nicole, B&D Crafts, Danielle, Jacqueline, and Crystal. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. All the links for the supplies are down below. I will say TLC Designs is a small mom and pop company. They are totally awesome. And she does try to give as many dies in her die sets and in her stamps as she could possibly fit for the same price. So I just think it's awesome for that. And if you're interested in joining in my card swaps, the Christmas cards are done. They're out. They're on their way back to you guys. And if you're interested in joining in the birthday cards, these ones are going into the batch. The ones I made, I should say. This is hers. I'll keep it. She sent it to me. I'm going to keep it. But the ones that I have created are going into the swap, and I will add the link as soon as we are done here today. So I truly appreciate it, and have an amazing, amazing day. And hopefully everybody's enjoying the possibly cooler weather, depending on what, or warmer weather if you're in Australia. So have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye-bye.